Hey fam, hope you are all doing good. I just want to make sure that the live video starts. Oh, yes, here we go. Okay. All right. So this talk today was inspired by a text I got last week from one of the team members. And the text went something like, I did good with nutrition. I did great with my water. Then I ate cake. So we peeled back layers. Um, And this is very common, and that's why I want to put this out there today and hopefully help you guys. If you've ever felt negative emotion like mad at yourself and shame, let's talk about how to counterbalance that with self compassion. There's a very common response. Now, during the text, the team member said she was mad at herself. And mad is a secondary emotion. I think it's important to really label what's really going on because it helps you learn more about yourself. So when you find yourself angry at yourself or others, typically the primary emotion is hurt, fear, sadness, embarrassment, or shame. In this case, based on history with others and myself, I would say it's probably shame. It might show up, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? For me personally, it shows up like that I'm stupid. That's the words that come to my mind. So those are feelings of shame. And I honestly feel my own personal opinion is this is a downside of challenges and plans and programs. And they are great, don't get me wrong. They give you structure, accountability, momentum. But they can also invoke that all or nothing mindset and behaviors. One missed walk, I failed, and then we turn to emotional eating, and then we spiral. I had a client one time, and I think I've shared this lady with you guys before. It's going back some years, and she lost a substantial amount of weight. And this was before the drugs, like she did it naturally. I think it was like 80 or 100 pounds. It was a lot of weight. And she's off with her friends, and they served squash soup. Squash soup. And it just spiraled. She put it all back on, plus. Back to my client with the cake, the problem isn't the cake, it's the meaning we associate with the cake or the story we tell around the cake. And the research shows us that people who practice self compassion get back on track quicker, they lose weight faster, and they keep it off and they binge less. Self compassion or being kind to yourself helps keep your nervous system regulated. Shame puts you in fight or flight, and typically we don't make great decisions when we're in that space. And if you bear with me, I would like to just share. I found this so fascinating. This is part of a document I prepared when I was working for Precision Nutrition. Actually, it was my level 2 certification that I was getting where we really had to focus on ourselves. And I can tell you guys, the self compassion. So the first 6 months of that program, we had to work on ourselves as coaches. Level 2 is going to make you a super coach. And the self compassion. So every 2 weeks, we would focus on some new topic. The self compassion part, I didn't even understand it. Did not understand it. But so I did, and I will share this document that I prepared, what it is, how to practice it. There's even a link in the document where you can test your own self compassion. But I do want to share with you this study. I'm going to read from it, so please bear with me. But a group of female undergraduate students were divided in two groups. Each woman in each group was given a donut and a comfy couch and a TV. So they were told to watch this program. They were told that the study was designed to measure how TV watching affected eating habits, but that's not what they were doing. Of course, they were all asked to eat this donut. So they're sitting in front of the TV eating their donut. After eating the donut, women from group 1 were told to be compassionate with themselves. Researchers kindly explained the following. Several people have told us they felt bad after eating donuts in this study. So we hope you won't be hard on yourself. Everyone eats unhealthy sometimes, and everyone in this study eats this stuff. So we really don't think there's any reason to beat yourself up about it. That was group A. The women in group B were told nothing. The researchers just asked them to eat the donut. Afterwards, women from group B who also happened to be on a diet reported feeling more shame and guilt after eating the donut. Remember, they weren't given permission, so they feel more shame and guilt. And here's the interesting part. They were later asked to participate in a taste testing session where there was a lot of candy. They could have all the candy they wanted, right? Really not fair, right? The women from Group B who happened to be on a diet ate more candy than the women from Group B who weren't even on a diet. So the dieters in Group B ate more than the non dieters in Group B. That shame and guilt and negative self talk led them to overeating later in the day. On the other hand, the women from Group A, who were also on diets, they were all on diets, were less upset about eating their donut. They were given permission to do so, and they ate only small amounts of candy in the test. And so that's the crux of it. I will attach this whole document. I'll upload it here so you guys can use it if you're so inclined. So this is what we want to do. If you feel yourself beating yourself up for any reason, name reality without the drama. So in my example, I missed my walk and I ate cake. I forgot to mention that part. So that's what triggered this person. She did good. Weather turned, she couldn't get her walk in, and then she ate cake. Remove the judgment. So this does those. If you're calling yourself names, you need to cut that out. Me again, I just do. You might show up. This doesn't mean I'm undisciplined. This doesn't mean I use stupid. But you catch yourself doing that, and you choose a supportive action. What I like to ask myself and others, if you could relive that moment, what, if anything, would you do differently? And sometimes you might have to give that some thought, but then you have your plan. Once you answer that question, you have your plan for the next time. Because progress isn't built by being hard on yourself. It's built by grounding quickly and getting back to plan as soon as possible. You don't need perfect days, you guys. You need less spiral. Self-compassion is not letting yourself off the hook. I should be clear about that. We're not giving ourselves excuses. It's not letting yourself off the hook. It's keeping you in the game longer. Today is a new day, not because yesterday was bad, but because you're human. We all fall off the wagon. Trick is to get back on as soon as possible. Reach out to your coach. That's what this lady did. That's what we're here for. We'd love to help you guys. I hope this helps somebody today. Let me know if you've got questions. Post them in the comments. Tag me so I don't miss them. And you guys have a great week.